origin store. Oh yeah, Alan Lang watching top of the flare. Movie and TV show reviews what you need. Film threads on fire, we're planting the seeds. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. From blockbusters to indie gold. Oh yeah, Chris and Alan break the mold. Pop your corn, turn down the lights. Get ready to groove through movie nights. Film thread, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn the phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. Grab your popcorn, sit right down. Film thread's the hottest show in town. Yeah. Laughs, chills, and deep debates. Chris and Alan, let's celebrate. Woo!
Let's start the show. We got films to review. We have news stories. Alan and I have seen so many movies I can't even count. We can't review them all today. But let's get Alan here. I know he's here somewhere. Where did he go?
Ladies and gentlemen, if and only if you are interested in true, honest reviews, watch Film Threats Hollywood on the Rocks with Chris Gore and Alan Ng.
That's the wrong one. Sorry about this.
Hello, Mr. Gore. I have a plan. I will close all the portals so he will never get out again. But for now, we shall call him Alan. 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 Alan.
And you're here.
You're closing the portal on me?
I am going to close the portal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But look, I got the Red One pizza box.
Wait, you were at the theater? They had Red One pizza. Oh my God. We're going to review that movie. It's like a movie that was written in the 90s. It seems really kind of dated in a way. We'll get to it. We got Red One. We have A Real Pain. The best Christmas pageant ever. What is that?
It's exactly what the title suggests it is.
Okay, we got that movie. And yes, we got like 4 films to review that are new in theaters. We have a ton of news. So to be clear, we're starting with news. Some of it is breaking as of this morning or last night. So want to get to that, but let's see who's here. Lots of people in the chat. Here we go. Come on.
Yes, Sons and Shadows. Hail chat. Morning over and under on cups of coffee for the Goremeister.
Okay.
So, under on cups of coffee. I'm
pre-coffee. I am not post-coffee unless I've had a full cup of coffee. And I am so I love coffee. I like different flavors. I go, pro tip, go to TJ Maxx. They sell the weirdest flavors of coffee. I think they go there for like deep discounts. So I'll get like a case of wild blueberry coffee and it's really good. So I am only maybe a third a cup in. So I am pre-coffee. Thank you, Sons and Shadows, for noticing.
All right, Sons and Shadows also comes in with The Rock's shtick doesn't work outside of wrestling anymore. Sure, he gets butts and seats, but not that many, or he'd have blockbuster hits under his belt.
I think the one Rock movie, we'll get into it, Skyscraper. You ever see that one where he has one leg? He's got like one of those metal legs. So and that movie, it's one of those movies you'll look back on and go, I can't believe that was made.
Yeah, well, it was a Chinese production for one thing.
Yes, I know, because a lot of the cast was Chinese, and it was where you go. Okay, members are here. Hey.
Goober for 23 months. Hey, Goober. Back from Japan. Gojira says, Konnichiwa.
I am obsessed with Godzilla. Obviously, I go to Godzilla.com to get merch. I want to stay at the Godzilla Hotel. It's really cheap right now to go to Japan. It's like $100 a night, American, to stay. Like the dollar to yen ratio is so good. Now, if you were ever thinking of going to Japan, now's the time. And I'm looking at the Godzilla Hotel. I wanted to do the Godzilla zip line where you zip line into his mouth. all these. So I just want to go there, go to Akihabara. I want to go to the robot restaurant, look up these videos. And yeah, it's I'm obsessed. So Goober, I hope you had a great trip.
Yes. Scott Christie Jones, member for 8 months. Have a lovely weekend. Watch Slow Horses.
Slow Horses.
I
have heard of that one. Alan and I have been seeing, because this is award season. I went to a screening of Piece by Piece with Morgan Neville was there, the director, and Pharrell Williams. An amazing Q&A, great after party. I filmed the Q&A and put it for members only. So Scott, thank you for being a member. I am seeing a screening of The Substance this afternoon, and I know there'll be a Q&A for that one. Some of the times I got to kind of be careful that I'm filming. I'm like, I don't want to be kind of obvious about it, but look for those if you're a member. And I've heard of Slow Horses, so.
Yeah, it's a TV series. And then my Q&A of Long Legs with Nick Cage is in the member.
He does one Q&A, and now Alan is all like, oh, did you see my one Q&A?
Yeah.
I post them like every other day.
I know.
And we have Daniel Craig from the movie.
Weirdly enough, you have more time available than I do.
What do you mean more time? I'm out every night.
Yes, well, I'm working every day.
I'm working and I'm out. I'm working when I'm out.
So me too. I don't know.
All right. Hey,
Haley, I do more work than you do.
Get out of here. That's not. Well, I kind of have to admit, maybe that's true.
Maybe 3 reviews a day is too much.
Let's read this one here.
All right. M for 5. Chris, grow your beard out and get a Santa costume. Alan needs an elf costume. Make the Christmas stream super festive.
We will be doing a Christmas stream. I don't know. We haven't worked out our holiday schedule. I think we'll do probably some solo streams with just me or just Alan over the holidays, but we're going to stick basically to our schedule. We might not do verses during the holiday because I know everybody's busy, but I don't know. I don't know.
We have to do the best of and worst of.
We have to do best of, worst of. Look at the schedule, Alan. Look at the document. But we will be being fairly consistent with our schedule through the holidays. So I hope you'll join us. And thank you for the generous super chat. M right here. Lord Comet. What is it, Alan?
Lord Comet for 2. Good morning, Chris Gore and Alan in chat.
Thank you. And Lord Thoth says, let's go, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications.
Yep.
Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch. Go to shop.filmthread.com. And a quick reminder, it's festive. We have festive Christmas stuff. I want to look at some of this stuff. We have wrapping paper.
By the way, if you buy one of those sweatshirts, be sure to post it on social media.
Yeah, and tag us. I want to get this Film Threat wrapping paper. That's cool.
I know.
We had another holiday sweater, Atomic Glory. Please put it up there. It's an older design. It says Seasons Screenings. It's very. I like that design. I want to buy another one of those. But I like this shirt. The Film Threat Before Christmas.
Yeah.
You can get it in many different colors. Choose your color. Choose your design here. Red. Get it in red. There you go.
Not in Heather Forest.
I like the and I have this. It's the we've got glasses, pint glasses for Film Threat and mugs. So there you go. All right.
By the way, I'm looking at the schedule, but Christmas and New Year's is on Wednesday.
Yes, isn't that awesome? I am going to New Year's Day. I am going to the Rose Bowl parade.
Rose Parade.
Yeah, in Pasadena. So I may not do a stream that day. Maybe I will be. We'll figure it out. We will discuss behind the scenes. So, and oh wait, Lord Comet says I'll donate again if Alan doesn't butcher my name. Thank you. And Lou Capadona for 2, maybe a best and worst Christmas movies ranked special. We will come up with something and we will have fun. So Stay tuned. Okay. The biggest news story this morning, that was quick. Rachel Zegler apologizes for anti-Trump comments. We did a video just Wednesday after the election, and Rachel Zegler has been unhinged, and that's fine. You are welcome to be unhinged and have whatever opinions you like. But as she represents the Walt Disney Company playing Snow White in the upcoming live action remake of the original movie that launched started everything. Snow White, the animated film, launched Walt Disney Animation. He bet the farm on it, not just the farm, his company. He nearly went bankrupt. They called it, they thought he was crazy because who wants to watch an animated movie that's more than 5 minutes? Every animated film was very short, like 5 minutes up until then. He wanted to make a feature-length animated film, and they called it Disney's Folly at the time. And then he made it. It blew people away. And if you could make that larger, Alan, so you can read it.
The Instagram. I tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But I do have the text.
Yeah, well, but what I'm saying is this is a very important film, and it's very important to the Walt Disney Company. Rachel Zegler, I have no problem with her casting. She looks like a Disney princess. She's a very attractive woman. She can sing. But the approach to this movie has been red flags all over. It's really very disrespectful to the legacy. It's this is a modern remake, and I am not looking forward to it, but I do plan to. We will cover it. But Rachel Zegler has been just unhinged in her posts, and now, and I'll tell you what. Someone wrote this for her. Someone told her to do this. What is the budget now? It's in the hundreds of millions for a Snow White remake, which is crazy. And now, like, obviously someone from on high at Disney said, stop this unhinged rant, and you need to apologize. I mean, I really think, because whatever you think about the results of the election, it was Trump won the popular vote. The mood of the country is we don't want, what we had the last 4 years. We'd like something different. We'd like the common sense. And that's what people voted for. Wherever you are, it is the way it is. So I would say to a lot of Hollywood celebrities, read the room. But please, if you would, read this statement from Rachel.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding, and I am sorry I contributed to the negative discourse. This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. I am committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow. That's very heartfelt.
It seems very written for her.
Yeah.
That does not come from her heart. Her manager or agent wrote that for her, or Disney. That's what I'll say. So I don't know. I mean, I mean, the promotion for the movie, the official promotion for the movie has not even begun. And it's already amping up here. She did when the trailer for Snow White dropped, she did a pro-Palestine sort of tag when promoting the trailer. I just wish celebrities weren't political, or at least if they were behind something everyone can agree with, I don't know, planting trees, something simple, but it's going to hurt the film. I do believe it will hurt the film. Half the country has heard her loud and clear. you don't like us, and they will not show up. This will probably be the least successful of all the Disney live action remakes.
Yeah,
Because Little Mermaid, if I recall, Little Mermaid did not do too badly.
No, it made money. It definitely got close to breaking even, if not going over. But the thing is that the actress Haley, I forget her name.
Yeah.
She was just grateful for the opportunity. The issue people had was with the race swapping, but in terms of the cast, the crew, the publicity for Little Mermaid, they stayed out of the controversy, and to her credit, or to all their credits.
I have no. Is it Haley Bailey? Haley Berry? Oh my god.
Haley Berry.
I have not finished a full cup of coffee, folks.
I know.
I actually think she was very good, but why don't you just not make it Ariel, a different story?
Yeah.
And that way it would, I don't know why. To me, the simple thing is tell a different mermaid tale, so to speak. Right?
Yeah. Look, Africa is rich with culture and lore. You could certainly tap into something that's authentic to the African culture.
Let's go to comments here. And by the way, shout out to My Nerdy Home. This is going to flop. My Nerdy Home, Steph, has been doing amazing work. I think Deadline even.
No, the rap
pointed
to Steph's post.
Steph, and also, by the way, Steph has her own YouTube channel. Subscribe to My Nerdy Home. I've watched some of your streams, and Steph doing amazing work on our socials. So thank you, Steph, for all.
Let's be real. Steph is becoming a news source for us. So.
She's the hotter female Ryan Kinnell. She'll be mad now that I said that. I'm sorry, Steph. I made her go see The Substance, and I think she's still mad at me for that. I don't know. Wow. Go see The Fly. More comments here.
All right, knee pain. I don't like forced apologies. Those bother me more than her original post. Yeah, because they're not real apologies.
Yeah, they're disingenuous.
Yeah. Fox One, copy and paste from Disney.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
80 Ellis 24. Is she even working for Disney? Rachel the Insufferable returns.
Well, her obligation is, to be clear, the entertainment industry is freelance.
Right.
And so you're kind of out of a job after the production's over. However, her obligation is to the publicity for the movie, which will be in March of next year. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. Hey, look who's here.
Hey, Adrian Curry, member for 27 months. I get to highlight how awesome I am. Yeah, there
you are awesome. I watch Adrian by Avon from Adrian. By the way, look that up. Google it. Drop a link, Adrian. She has been doing these makeup streams where honestly, I don't care. She's doing the makeup, but she's just ranting her thoughts, and it's great. And she's follow Adrian on everything. She shows what she's baking, like pies. Oh my God, Adrian, how is your husband so fit with all that amazing cooking? But she's an amazing person. I know Adrian in real life, and she's been a sweetheart and a warrior, and stands up against the morons that try to come after her. And she has remained true. So thank you, Adrian.
All right, Chelsea M. Rachel looks like Lady Farquaad. How is that close to Snow White?
Yes, Lady Farquaad.
Yeah, her haircut, definitely.
I think she's fine. I'm just saying that she makes herself less attractive by the ideas that she espouses. By the way, she's 23 years old.
Yeah.
So she's probably not the brightest bulb in the bunch. Let's be honest. So she's not thinking, but she may not have much of a career after this is all over. I really think the unhinged celebrities are going to find that they have less of a willing audience here.
Yeah, but she is appearing in a lot of movies coming out next year.
Yep.
Spade 2187 for $4.99. Did you guys see Gary on Jimmy Dore show? Will you go on there too, or on the Due Dissidents?
I I have met Jimmy Dore. I've seen him perform. I really like him. I know people in that circle. I know Graham Elwood. I know a lot of the people in that world with our comedians that also comment. And I watch Jimmy Dore frequently. I think he's a common sense. He comments in a common sense way on our current climate. Let's just say that. And I like a lot of what he says. I did watch Gary on there. He was on. Jimmy wasn't even the host. It was some other guy, I forget. So, but it was very good. But because I know Gary and watch Gary, I kind of already know what he thinks. He's just restating it on a different show, but I still watch it.
Yep.
So there you go. Let's pivot now, Alan. Let's go to the Cate Blanchett story because that's interesting. And I'm going to play a video while you're looking for. Now, these Crocs, since I bought them and wore them at LA Comic-Con because you made me do it, I have not worn them. And I need to find maybe a way that I can wear them.
Yeah.
So
you're like Disney. You bought them and now you have to figure out how to use them. So
now I'm going to use the IP
yeah.
and figure that out. So there you go. All right. Well, I didn't find a thing. Let's go to this.
All right. This is from IndieWire. Cate Blanchett to remain Camerimage jury president despite sexist comments from festival director. Will welcome debate about representation. Steve McQueen recently exited the festival after the festival director, Marek Zawdwick, made deeply offensive comments about female filmmakers. The jury for Energia Camera Image International Cinematography Film Festival, led by jury president Cate Blanchett, has made a statement after festival director made sexist comments. The Zawdwick wrote an opinion piece in Cinematography World magazine, in which he stated that pressure to program films made by female cinematographers and directors in festivals could lead to the inclusion of mediocre film productions, in lieu of spotlighting the work and artists with outstanding artistic achievements. The British Society of Cinematographers slammed his comments, and Steve McQueen announced he will no longer attend the festival. McQueen's Blitz is the opening night film, and the auteur was previously set to receive the Outstanding Director Award at the festival. Now, the 2024 Camerimage jury is taking a stand, and this is their statement. We welcome debate regarding gender representation, the jury wrote in a statement that was shared on social media by jury members Anna Higgs and Sandy Powell. We look forward to being part of meaningful discussions about our peers at the festival, about the greater inclusion and recognition of excellence in all its forms in our industry. We wholeheartedly support the necessary shift toward genuine inclusivity, and festivals can be a great forum for engaging in such conversations and championing positive changes. And it was the statement was signed by the remaining jurors, including Cate Blanchett.
Well, the person who made that statement is speaking truth.
Yeah, let's go back to that statement.
I'm so sorry, but you know what? Too many movies are given due because it was, well, this is a director or a filmmaker from a marginalized group. That doesn't mean it's a good film. And that thinking has turned people off because films that are less than great have been exalted and revered. So then when people see them, like, why did everyone say this movie was so great? And it was because it was made by
a female,
someone from a marginalized group.
Yeah.
You know what? Merit and quality must be the standard. And how many times have we had to talk about this, Alan? It's so that guy, it will erode the industry because they're taking lesser work and giving it more attention, whether it's awards or praise, simply because of the identity of the person who made it. Wrong. And when I look at a movie like I'm seeing The Substance, dude, I need another cup of coffee. I'm seeing The Substance tonight, And the director, female director, I think only a female director could have gotten so deep into the issues that are underneath the surface of this horror film, right? Like it's body horror. I can't wait to see it again. And that's the kind of movie that should get praise and great work done by where it doesn't matter who made it, right? Like I am tired of this identity being a way to, it's an excuse to give something more praise than it deserves. Alan, where do you stand? Where do you stand as a marginalized? Are you, this is, I don't think of you as marginalized. You're Alan. And you've earned the position you are in because I've watched your reviews. I read your reviews on filmthreat.com. Go to filmthreat.com. Look up Alaning. I'm just saying, like, I don't like this whole thing. It's like, I'm going to help you, little person. Ugh.
Yeah, I can tell you growing up, there would be, I'll give American Girl the thing here. The TV show starring Margaret Cho, all Asian cast, and it was a horrible show. And I'm like, this is not doing our people any good by just throwing us up there and giving us bad material to do. Same thing happened. You look at Pat Morita's career. He was on Happy Days, very successful character. They gave him his own TV show. It was bad. And then he was never able to go back on Happy Days except for a reunion show.
Right.
And this is the issue that the guy was making here is what's on the screen is more important, especially for a cinematographer. What's on the screen is more important than who is behind the scenes doing it.
Yeah.
And the whole point here is, and you brought it up, is, well, why was this film included? And the worst thing you could say is, well, because it was made by a woman.
Yes.
And it denigrates women because there are female cinematographers out there who deserve a better shot. And when you hide mediocre work, it sets it sets everything back. The biggest thing is, look, Disney with the Acolyte and the Star Wars stuff, they went out of their ways to say that these were created by females, Leslie Headland, showrunners, female actresses, and they're horrible shows. But then you get a show like The Penguin, who is the showrunner was female. Warner Brothers did not promote that fact. They did not promote the fact that their showrunner was female. They let the show speak for itself. And that's the way it should be done.
In fact, I will say it's this. It's a red flag when they promote a show based on identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first gay, black, in a wheelchair, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If they're using identity to promote something, that is a red flag that it's not very good. Because if that's what you have to stoop to promote it, then it's awful. It's not good. It's a red flag. And I'll just say, when something's really great, you don't need that. It's a crutch to promote and to kind of guilt the press into covering something. By the way, this happens to me. I get people that pitch us stories, and I'm like, we treat everyone equally. Everyone at Film Threat, go to filmthreat.com. You can submit your movie. Everyone is treated equal. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be swayed by it doesn't matter. Submit the work. And we will also assign the review to someone who already kind of likes the genre, or is, you know what I mean? And we do treat indie movies differently than Hollywood movies. You don't have the same resources. And, we try to see the good in indie work. Right. So, in any case, I think this is a very sad trend. Let's go to your comments.
And to the bigger point is, let's have a conversation about it. Don't go all huffy and walk out because of something that's common sense. Let's talk about it. Because common sense just says, if you're going to judge a movie, it's what's on the screen, not who made it behind the scenes. All right, go ahead.
Let's go to your comments here. I'm going to the comments.
Yes. Am I going to comments or are you going to comments?
Wait, we got a super chat here.
Okay, here we go. From Francisco Sanchez Jr. for 20. This is a bit off topic, but in my opinion, 3 out of the 4 Best Picture winners in the 20 are mid at best. For every No Country for Old Men, you have a Green Book, Crash, and Nomadland. Mid movies win too many awards. Yeah,
I would agree with that. For example, how many times have you watched Moonlight?
I was going to mention Moonlight.
All of it, 0 times. I watched La La Land a couple times. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a very LA movie.
Yeah.
But thank you, Francisco. You're right.
Okay, Lou Capadona. Who cares about their gender or sexual preference anymore? Make good movies and shut the F up. Yep.
Absolutely.
Gung Ho Mac. Wait, you mean The Acolyte wasn't great because Leslie is gay female Lego? Is a gay female Lego?
I love Legos.
KG Jung, just give us people with talent.
Bingo.
Christopher Ortiz. Nothing sexist here at all. Say the same thing about white men and these grifters who would applaud it.
Yeah, it's true. So, all right, we got more topics here. All right, is the video in the chat for this one? I mean, in the private chat. Let me see.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh, this is, oh my God, it's Steph at My Dirty Home. Thanks for this, Atomic Lori. Let's do this one next. It's very short. But we need to see it. What the? Sorry.
I have it if you want me to do it.
Yes, if you would do it.
All right. Again, Steph is our prime news source nowadays.
Wait.
Okay.
My computer, something's happening. Apologies, Alan.
So you want me to do it, or
no? I'll do it. Let me do it.
Okay.
Let me present to you on X. This is from My Nerdy Home. Follow her on X. Alan and I are seeing this Wicked this weekend. We will give you our review next week. Early review, probably on Wednesday. It's of course Wicked and Gladiator 2 open the same week. We'll have reviews for both of them on Wednesday. But here we go. Let's just watch this. 18 seconds. Here we go.
But also the boys do going in. Do we think that maybe Firo likes the attention from both? I don't know.
Of course. Well,
Oz is a very queer place and has always been.
Yeah.
Even from the L. Frank
Very
Baum
much.
books, it's always been queer.
Yeah. I think so, for sure.
Gay.
Hey,
Yes.
we'll take it.
Very
nice.
But also the boys do going in.
Okay, you're looped. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. The Broadway play is pretty gay, but that's like saying like every Broadway play is gay.
Yeah, it's.
When they
We can clearly say it's not the gayest Broadway play ever, because there's certainly been.
I
gay
saw
ones.
the play, and of course, every Broadway play you see is kind of gay in some way, which is whatever. But I'll just say this: the story is very accessible and relatable to everyone. And unfortunately, focusing on the queer aspects of something is turning off audiences. It can be, and what happens is they pander to these people in the press that want everything to be gay. And the problem is that's turning off normie audiences that just sort of like, I want to take my kids to, how about a movie with a cat and dog and they, whatever, a simple story for kids. Wild Robot was very good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had none of that. And even Inside Out 2, they tried to shoehorn in a gay subplot and Pixar said no. Claiming that the books were gay, Frank L. Baum, which I read when I was a kid, claiming that I saw the Broadway play of Wicked, and it's a story about friendship between two women. It's not gay at all, even in the play. So for them to claim this, it's making me dread going to see the film, although I'm seeing it Sunday. So, Alan, what are your thoughts on that clip?
Yeah, again, I mean, look, kudos to these journalists who are desperate for clicks and likes. They've found the formula now. Let's just ask every movie, is this the gayest movie ever made? And again, you know, the idea that that Broadway is gay has been around for centuries, and you know, it's just, here we go again. That's all I'm feeling every time I see these things. Yep, here we go again. So you know, I bet you when you saw Wicked in live, half the cast was gay, if not 90%. It's okay. It's the fact of life. It's still a great play. I love the music. I love the story. You know, I couldn't tell you who was gay, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them were, which is fine. I don't care. And again, I think my biggest frustration is it's becoming a thing now, where all these movies, you just have the gay quotient in it for the likes and the clicks, and then that just triggers us, and we have to react to it. So there you go. I'm a little.
I'll give you one last thing before we go to comments. We'll talk about the movie Bros, a gay romantic comedy made for $50 million that grossed less than 10. You cannot when I'm not sure what the exact, what's the gay population in the US?
Well, some would claim it's 10%.
I'm going to guess it's less.
Yeah.
But if you try to pivot everything toward 10% of the culture, you're going to see it's going to have an effect. Now, I think Wicked is such a popular play. Wizard of Oz is such a classic. I think it'll do well. And I'm also I'm told that because there's no movie that's kind of surfaced as a best picture, this is going to win best picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Wicked will probably get a lot of nominations, but the more they promote this, the more it starts to look like this. You can't unsee it when you see it. This is Joy Reid as Elphaba.
Very brave. Very brave.
Let's go to comments real quick. Hey, my nerdy home, I was so excited for Wicked. You've probably seen the play. The play is very good. I'm a bit worried now, but still going to see it because I'm a huge fan of the Broadway show. Well, I want to see FNT do a whole, it'll be the gayest episode of FNT ever.
Yeah.
No, it should be Simpcast. Steph, you should go on Simpcast and all the ladies can talk about Wicked.
Yeah, I'll tell you, my daughter does not want to see the movie. And it's mostly because she'd rather see it live first than see the movie.
The play is happening now. I might take someone to see that play.
Is the gayest gays.
Why did you say that?
I have no idea what the context of that was. MK Solid, even if the Wicked movie is okay, who cares, Jan? People do care. People do care.
You know what's not okay?
If it's good, it will make a lot of money.
You know what's not okay? MK Solid's AI memes of us. Oh my God, he is on fire. Thank you, MK Solid.
ADLs, is this the gayest Oz?
I suspect it will be. So
yeah, but
okay.
to make a statement like that, especially from the original movie, the Judy Garland, was it gay? I mean, was it queer? You just inserting yourself into these. You're projecting.
Let's talk about Alien Earth. This is the upcoming series which is the Alien franchise. It's about a group of scientists that somehow find I'm gonna look at this real quick from Variety. The Alien franchise comes to television in the first footage from Noah Hawley's Alien Earth coming to FX. And this was a post right here. Let's go to that post and let's look at the video. So I'm going to switch screens. Let's look at it. Look, I have been a fan of the Alien franchise for a long time, and I'm kind of looking forward to this. We haven't seen the aliens, quote, on Earth.
Mhm.
We've never seen that happen. So this is something new that they're bringing to the franchise. It's about time. So here, I'm going to scroll down. This is from Variety. Scroll down to the footage. We'll take a look at it. It's from this footage. Wait, I have that on a different tab. I'm going to stop that and present. We're going to get a look at
ads. We need those ads.
We will get a look at all this stuff coming. This is 2 minutes. Everything coming to Disney Plus in 2025. These are quick snippets, including Alien Earth. So, Alan, let's take a look at this and react to it. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
I got something coming up. Something kind of big.
It just feels like the one.
Let's make it worth it. Excellent.
Sometimes your work family is closer to you than your family.
This could be a real adventure.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
I found the president lying next to his bed.
Did you kill him?
I have one rule. Stay out of the basement.
This ship collected specimens on faraway moon. Monsters.
I want to build something iconic.
How far are you willing to go? Get what you want. By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I wonder if your darker half would agree. What's up? It's Russ Holiday, former quarterback. But I'm not done with football.
You get to decide who you are.
My name's Chad Powers.
Your family was fostering a little girl. We're supposed to be on the same team.
True that we are on the same team.
She's not who she says she is.
Is there no one who can help us? We need a pilot.
You're thinking like a thief. I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Something big is about to happen. Let's bring them home.
All of this world. Everything's changed.
Well, we've been demonetized, so.
Alan, you're the biggest Disney fan. What did you think? I think the Alien Earth thing, it was like, what, 15 seconds of that?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting. But is there a wider name than Chad Powers?
Max Power.
Max Power? No, Chad is much more white than Max. And then Riri Williams wants to make something iconic, an Iron Man suit, which Tony Stark had already made.
Right. Yeah. That one looks, I mean, half that stuff on its face just looks weak. The only thing, Skeleton Crew does look fun. I think it knows what it is. I think it'll be a fun adventure.
Andor, I'm intrigued by Andor.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two Star Wars series look
fine. They look fine. Not like Acolyte bad, but an Alien Earth we'll see. But that's a tease of, I don't know if is that enough to get people to subscribe to Disney Plus?
Good question. I think if Alien Earth is good, I think you can attract people. I'm not sure about everything else.
Honestly, I don't know. I think people are done with streaming services. It's one of those things where, I thread the needle of I subscribe to this, I unsubscribe. Yeah. I subscribe, watch something, whatever. I wait till something's over and then binge it, or even subscribe to a free trial, watch it, and bolt.
Yeah,
I do that. I've done that.
They announced yesterday that ESPN is coming to Disney Plus, and I believe if you bought the full package of Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN, it's going to come to $50 a month.
Yeah, it's just really out of control.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it also looks like that they want to move everyone to advertising to get ads. So
we're going right there.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go to the comments while I am going to grab a cup of coffee, and I have something to share with everyone.
Yes, we know you're going to the bathroom because you're
No, I'm not. I'm getting coffee, but I'm gonna change my shirt really quick because it ties in with what we just saw.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. From Francisco Sanchez Jr. for 20. It's weird. I remember seeing Brokeback Mountain and thought it was really good. By 2019, Portrait of a Lady on Fire came out, and I avoided it. Now I avoid movies that even hint at those particular relationships. I will tell you that my frustration with LGBT films is that they tell the same story, the coming out story, the oppression story, and for an entire genre that we spotlight, LGBT, to just continue to tell the same stories over and over again is a problem, and people are not as excited about it anymore. So if you want a gay film, go see Bottoms, which is on Amazon right now. One of the funniest movies from last year. Byron B. Alien will always be a 2-movie franchise. Alien and Aliens, period. Yeah, I actually talked to someone yesterday about Indiana Jones and how I've only seen the first 3, and I don't plan on seeing the other 2. Thompson 4822, being set in space adds to the isolation, which adds to the atmosphere of horror for alien movies. So you don't like A Quiet Place, the TV series, basically. From D Goodhart, it's an okay tease for Alien Earth, but frankly, they should remain a cinematic franchise. Yeah. In fact, I just saw an article on Empire about the Predator television show, which is basically a show about where the Predator is the protagonist. Let's see. Do we have anything? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, KG Jung. There are only 3 indie movies, Alan. Yes, that's right. There are only 3 indie movies. 100% agree, and I've seen all 3. Here you go, Benjamin. Crash won because people were too scared to vote for Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, it was an interesting time back then. And it's not that long ago. Let's see. Do we have anything else here? Okay.
I'll tell you what we have.
What do we have?
I'm wearing a Glenn Powell shirt. Can you guys see this? I don't know who sent this to me. But
it wasn't Amazon, was it?
You know those shirts that have like wolves on them, and there's like a bunch of wolves. This is like that version, but with Glenn Powell, all of his various looks. I've heard that like Tom Cruise wants Glenn Powell to take over the Mission Impossible franchise. So there you go.
Well, he could take over the Top Gun franchise.
Well, that's true. He actually could.
Yeah.
All right, let's pivot to another news story. We're filled with them today. We're filled with them. Right here. Joker 2 actor says it's the worst film ever made. I think I know what actor said this. Tim Dillon, who, if you've ever seen his stand-up or his podcast, is hysterical. He's a hefty queer comedian who is just like comments on politics, culture, whatnot. And he happened to have a bit part in Joker 2. You're bringing it up, right, Alan?
Oh, yeah.
He had a bit. Tim Dillon was a security guard in Joker 2. And while they were shooting the movie, I saw this clip. While they were shooting the movie, he said that everyone on the crew was saying, this movie is going to suck so bad. So I saw the clip. If you would read this. And
was he, by the way, was he in the shower scene?
I don't remember. I do know he's the one that asked, Arthur Fleck if he would sign his book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was him. But anyways, read this and then we'll look at the clip.
Okay, Joker 2 actor says it's the worst film ever made, and people on set said this is going to bomb. It's not even hate watchable. That's how terrible it is. Comedian Tim Dillon, who is a blink and you'll miss it role in Joker Folie à Deux, as an Arkham Asylum security guard who recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience and trashed Todd Phillips' controversial Joker sequel as the worst film ever made. It's the worst film ever made, Dillon said. I think what happened after the first Joker, there was a lot of talk like, oh, this was loved by incels. This was loved by the wrong kind of people. This sent the wrong kind of message. Male rage, nihilism. All these think pieces. And I think, what if we went the other way? And now they have Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga tap dancing to a point where it's insane. It has no plot, he continued. We would sit there. Me and the other guys were all dressed as security guards because we were working at Arkham. And I would turn to one of them and we'd hear this crap. And I'd go, what the fuck is this? And they'd go, this is a bomb, man. I go, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. We're talking about it at lunch. And we'd go, what is the plot? Is there a plot? I don't know. I think he fell in love with her in the prison. It's not even hate watchable. That's how terrible. Are you going to play the clip where he says all that?
What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, do you play the clip? Do you have the link?
I don't have the...
Is it in the story? I thought it was in the story.
This was the link in the story.
If Atomic Lori would find... Oh, there it is. If you could blow that up big.
Okay.
And we'll watch it.
No, actually, this is the entire episode.
Well,
I don't have the clip of what he's saying.
It's probably timestamped to that. Just make it big and play.
No, it's starting. Oh, okay, here we go. I think you're right.
And now play.
Yeah.
That's... So what you should do, yeah, there you go. Anyways, that's the crux of it right there. But look, I mean, we've already discussed Joker 2 being a failure. None of this surprises me. It is the biggest failure this year. But the fact that the actors knew it when they were doing it, it's too bad it wasn't. Too bad they didn't make adjustments while they were making it. Let's go to your comments here.
JPTRX, Tim is one of the good gays. Ha ha ha. He hates this woke shit.
Yeah, I love Tim. I've listened to Tim Dillon, his show. I've watched him on Rogan in years past. He is always amazing and fun to watch.
Joker 2 was only made because the first one made $1 billion. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Chadman, Tim Dillon is awesome. And Chelsea M, Joe Rogan is trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. Well, that makes a good interview when you're just not agreeing. Yeah. Challenge it a bit and see what he has to say, what more he can say about it.
We've got maybe a few more news stories before we get to our 4 reviews for today, but I have a little social commentary here. I have something I want to talk about. It is the end of ideas. I get a lot of press releases, okay? And I got one I've got to comment on. I need you to see this because I saw this. This is a rant. A freaking IKEA chair. There is an upcoming television show from Amazon Prime Video called Amazon Wish List Games. This is a real show. Now, we all know about product placement in movies. It's been done for years. This is a show, a game show. It says the game show only Amazon can deliver. That's right. And it's hosted by Nick Cannon and Lele Pons. It's a new game show. The Amazon Wish List Games coming this month. Here is the teaser poster for an actual television show, a piece of content based around buying crap. This is like consumer culture gone wild. Okay. There's an actual trailer for this show. And I just look at this. This is what we mean when we say things that become full content. Like it's content, and referring to shows, movies, whatever is content is the end of ideas. And this show, when they say, when did ideas in Hollywood end? This is the definitive end of ideas in Hollywood. Is a game show based around your Amazon wish list. Let's watch the trailer here because I can't believe this exists. If we get claimed, we'll clip it out.
You've already been claimed, so
that's all good though. We're gonna clip all that stuff out after the show. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's watch this. It's 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Alan. This, okay. It looks like you saw the trailer. It looks like a parody of a thing like on SNL. That does not look like it is a real show on Prime Video coming for Thanksgiving with a live giant oversized Jenga with boxes with it's so ridiculous. I can't think of, I mean, I understand why corporations want to make this, but please do not make this. This is
they already have. But.
Well, true. But what are your thoughts? And we're going to go to your comments.
First of all, I mean, what's the game? I don't get it. That's
you saw it was Jenga, but with giant Amazon boxes.
Oh my gosh! And then so this inspires me though. I hope Temu makes a Chinese New Year game show.
Temu already has gamified their app. When you go to it and
the most annoying thing,
you do like the roulette and I always fall for it because I want the 100% discount.
What's frustrating for me is I'm just trying to figure out where my package is, and I have to go through these games in order to get to the main menu.
Right. I just want to like the stuff that's in my cart.
Like, is it being delivered today, or do I have to play this game?
Well.
And the games are not worth it.
When I see something like this, I think we've gone beyond. This looks awful. And I had to share it with you because I just got the press release and I was angered by it. I was so angry. So,
well, Merry Christmas.
Let's go to your comments.
Thomas Pickett for 5. I thought people would have to share all the weird / shameful stuff on their Amazon wish list. That would have been a good show. Of hey, I know you haven't been to your wish list for a while. Let's see what's on it.
I might have some weird stuff on my wish list.
Yeah. And the weirdest thing you win. Razor and rather watch Guys Grocery Games. I've not even seen that show. Sons and Shadows. Let's do a game show where it's supermarket sweep for Amazon shopping. The one that gets the most expensive shopping cart wins. Rodney McKay, man, this is just Double Dare for the Temu crowd. There you go. Actually, that would be awesome. Temu doing Double Dare. Torturing their contestants physically.
All right. Let's get to our reviews for the day, and we'll start with the best Christmas pageant ever. So, Alan, if you would set that up. I'm gonna play a funny video though. So you can stall.
Thank you. Play the video.
Alan, you are my density. You're not going to say anything?
Yeah, I wish I was the one dying.
Okay, let's get to our film reviews for today. Kicking off with the best Christmas pageant ever. And I will say this, Alan, there has been a flood of Christmas movies. I have never, in my years of doing this, seen so many original new Christmas movies coming out for this holiday season, whether it's on streaming or VOD or indie movies or studio movies. We're going to talk about Red One. So there's a lot. I don't think that anything that we've seen so far will end up being a classic. But tell me about the best Christmas pageant ever.
Okay, so this is in theaters now, and I will admit I was excited about this one, primarily because it was written and directed by Dallas Jenkins, who brought us the Chosen series, which I think is very good. The Resurrection of Gavin Stone, which is another faith film. His abilities, what makes his movies unique is the fact that he gets stars to actually be in these faith films. And so this is the best Christmas pageant ever, based on the book of the same title. It takes us back in time. It's the protagonist is Beth Bradley, played by Molly Wright. She's a young girl who goes to church, goes to school, has a fairly good life. But unfortunately, the town is being overrun by the Herdman family. Herdman family are a bunch of kids who wreak havoc. They burn things down, they steal. They're just the rotten kids in town. So, having known that, Judy Greer plays Grace, the mother. She's at church, and it's the 75th anniversary of the church's Christmas pageant. In fact, it's a big deal. It's getting news. It's a newsworthy story. And so this needs to be the best Christmas pageant ever. The original director broke both her legs, and so Grace is taking over. During the casting process, the Herdmans decide that they want to go to church because of all the free food. And in the meantime, they volunteer themselves to be in the Christmas pageant. The lead, let me see, Imogene, she wants to be Mary. Her brother Ralph wants to be Joseph. And they basically take over the pageant, much to the dismay of the church moms, who don't like these kids and are frustrated and angry with Grace for allowing them to not only be in the pageant, but take over the pageant. And so there's a lot of church politics and animosity going on. I will say this. I know people love it when I say that. Not my favorite Dallas Jenkins movie. This is a fairly standard faith-based movie. A lot of the strengths of these films come with the quality of the kid actors, and I would say, with the exception of the lead role, the kid actors are I've definitely seen better. I've also grown up watching faith films, and this kind of, not a big fan of faith films, and this kind of falls into that in terms of the story is fairly predictable. It's the story I've told you. If you've ever seen faith films or if you've ever gone to church, the rotten kids, how it ends for them, and certainly follows that trope. This is for the family. This is definitely a family film. As much as I wasn't a fan of this film, I'm pretty sure it will do well with the Christian family set. It will find life beyond that. And again, the attraction of Dallas Jenkins is the people he's able to recruit to be in his movies. In this case, Judy Greer, Pete Holmes, and Lauren Graham, who narrates as the older Beth. So it's good, but I've definitely seen better, and I've definitely seen better from Dallas Jenkins. So for me, it's not a recommend, but I know the audience this is for, and they could care less what my opinion about it is.
So it's not a recommend. So it's what, a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10?
5 out of 10. I mean, I think for me, it was the expectations I had going in because of the writer and director. He does quality work, and this just seems to be a step back in terms of, I'm just going to make a normal faith-based Christmas movie film, and that's what he did.
So how many pieces of coal do you give this movie?
5 pieces of coal.
Okay. Let's go to your comments here.
All right, Thomas Pickett for 2. Hope Jesus comes back and saves the pageant. Francisco Sanchez Jr. for 5. Anna and the Apocalypse is a triple threat of a movie, a good musical, a good zombie movie, and a good Christmas movie. Such good songs.
I like Anna and the Apocalypse. We didn't when the Film Threat Livecast was a audio podcast. I interviewed the director of that movie. This was years ago.
Yeah.
when we were not sure what we were going to do with YouTube, we were kind of, but yeah, thank you for that super chat.
Brock Samsonite, all I want to know is this movie better or worse than The Holdovers? If it's not to that level, I don't want to watch it. I mean,
Holdovers is amazing.
I know, it's like to compare all Christmas movies to The Holdovers, you're gonna lose. Those movies are gonna lose.
Yeah, I told you we'll do this later, maybe in December.
Mm-hmm.
There is an entire huge list of movies that are Christmas movies. I have never seen more of a type of movie. You know, like there are trends we see. Do you remember when there were like horror movies starring clowns?
Yeah.
And we got like every other thing was a clown horror movie. And then there was another trend of low budget schlock horror with sharks.
Yes.
There was like Santa shark. Shark. I mean, it was like Exorcist sharks, Exorcist shark. Like it was so many dumb shark movies. This is a trend. Is these
well, Christmas movies have always been a trend during Christmas.
Yes, but I've never seen so many.
Okay. Special Agent Bill Maxwell. The book is extremely funny. My kids loved it. Look, I'm sure they'll love this movie. Bill W. Worst Christmas pageant.
Did you burp?
I did.
What are you drinking?
Diet Coke. Worst Christmas pageant ever. Look, it's not bad. It's just not my, and I'm not gonna go back to it. And I like the people. I like Pete Holmes. I appreciate the fact that Pete Holmes is in it.
You'll never. Well, Pete Holmes is in it. That's not a plus.
I mean, he's good in it, but he plays the hapless father. He's very good at that role.
All right. The Rock is on our thumbnail. I think it's time we review Red One. Alan and I have both seen it. Yeah, you got to keep up. You got to keep up.
Yeah, got to keep up. Keep it up. Rock it hard. Make it work. And make it so.
Red One is the movie about Santa Claus that is kind of a hardcore action movie, like I don't know, like your hardcore action movie, like Air Force One, and it's played in a completely straight. Alan, tell us the story of Red One.
The story of Red One. So Santa is totally jacked, thanks to the help of his main elf, enforcement, logistics, and fortification officer, Dwayne Johnson. Let me get the names here. Callum Drift. He's his trainer and his bodyguard, and Santa is rocking it hard. Meanwhile, on the other side of the earth, you have Chris Evans, who plays Jack O'Malley. He's a hacker. He's a bounty hunter, and he's been hired to get some intelligence. In the beginning of the movie, you see how good he is. He's able to sneak into a high security level facility, steal some intel, and then bring it back. That intel is the location of Santa's workshop. He was hired by the ogre witch, Grilla. And she's able to kidnap Santa. And now it's up to Callum Drift to find Santa. And the only person who has a clue as to what might be going on is, of course, Jack O'Malley. And so he kidnaps him, and they work together to find Santa and save Christmas. This is high tech world that Santa lives in now. A lot of intelligence agencies that support him. One of which is led by Lucy Liu, who plays Zoe Harlow. What did you think of this film?
Well, a couple things to add to the story description is Chris Evans' character, Jack O'Malley, has kind of a tenuous relationship with his son Dillon, played by Wesley Kimmel.
Oh no!
Any relation to Jimmy Kimmel?
No. Okay.
Who knows? Probably. What can you say? and he never married the mother, but they, he's a bad dad. Let's just say that he's a bad dad. So that's another subplot running throughout this. And I will say this, the action scenes are played with dead seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
They basically treat Santa Claus like he is the president. So you've got Dwayne Johnson, he's on the move. It's all those things you associate with presidential Secret Service, films, and Dwayne Johnson, other characters, a big polar bear. There's all these other characters, and magic is a part of this world. They go to toy stores, have portals to the North Pole. When you take say a Hot Wheels, you throw it on the ground, you point this magical weapon, it turns it into a real car, but it only works that way. They don't even explain it too much, and I don't really care, to be honest. That's how this world functions. What struck me about this movie is the action scenes are played deadly seriously. I mean, like, this is like an Air Force One with Harrison Ford, or, one of those movies with Liam Neeson,
Olympus Has Fallen.
It's a Taken movie with Santa being taken, played by J.K. Simmons. And the reason you find out from this witch, yes, the main antagonist is a witch, played by Kiernan Shipka, who, if you saw Mad Men, she was the daughter in Mad Men, Don Draper's daughter. Anyways, so she's the main witch villain with nefarious plans. Lucy Liu plays Zoe, who kind of runs the facility. It's weird that it's basically like if the North Pole and Santa and all that, it was like he's the president.
It was like the CIA. The whole
CIA. Like it's played with dead seriousness, but we do know it's ridiculous. Now the action is actually really good and expensive. The budget for this movie was $250 million, and it shows. I mean, it really does. So, and there are some, honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that the movie was crap.
Yeah. By the way, the 200, we did a news item on the budget, the $200 million budget. Half of it was Dwayne Johnson not showing up to set and wasting time and all that money for him not being there, or showing up not at all, or showing up late.
Well, I think this movie will, first of all, this film is going to bomb. Mm-hmm. It's expensive and looks it. I was at the AMC Burbank 16 to watch this movie. I have never seen the theater this empty, and the whole, like, some movies will draw people. It was empty. It was a ghost town on a Thursday.
By the way, go to my Instagram, and I will show you that I last night got a private screening in my local theater's IMAX theater.
Oh,
I was literally the only person in my IMAX theater watching this movie.
I was in the IMAX, and there were 10 people in the IMAX for a 6 p.m. show on opening night. Yeah. This movie will bomb. It will be, next to Joker 2, could be the biggest bomb of the year. Maybe. By
the way, the numbers came out last night, 3.7 million in previews.
That's horrible. That is horrible. So this movie is already a bomb. Having said that, I can't say, I mean, I was never bored. I can't say I wasn't entertained. I'd say if you get drunk on eggnog, maybe go see this. So it's a terrible movie by all accounts. Chris Evans he's sort of the opposite of Captain America. He's an a-hole.
He's not as muscular.
He's a level 4 naughty lister, right? But there is, like, the action sequence where they kidnap Santa was kind of fun. There's a scene with Krampus, a slapping contest, that's kind of funny. The way they use the toys as weapons was with, like, which I kind of feel like this movie is like a lot of these Hasbro movies where they build a movie around a toy like Barbie or Transformers. This was built around these smaller brands like Hot Wheels, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, other kinds of toys that are throughout. Like, I wasn't bored. I was like, this is a bad movie. I was painfully aware this movie is terrible. At the same time, I'm like, whatever. And I will say this is the kind of movie that it's the movie that like a family will go to by default because they can't pick a movie. We can't see that because that's R. This is too much for little kids. It's the compromise movie. It's made for everyone and no one all at once. And it feels like the script was written in the 90s. It seems very like it's kind of timeless in that sense, which might be a positive. You know, it's not overly woke. I know people worry about that. It's not at all. It's like it feels kind of dated, like a 90s action movie. So it's inoffensive. It's the plain donut in a box of donuts. It's like, well, and actually, to be fair, I actually like plain donuts, but whatever, don't judge me. It offends no one, but it's not great. It is maybe a 5 that I didn't. It's a 5 for me, 5 out of 10. But it's also like I wasn't bored. I mean, it's under 2 hours. I think.
No, it's over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't feel long. 2 hours and 3 minutes, not by much.
Oh,
okay. No. But it didn't feel long to me. It was like, but I'm like sitting there going, I knew going in, this is a bad movie. And kind of if you take that with a grain of salt, I was like, But look, I'm giving it a 5. And I'm saying I didn't hate it. That's not a huge endorsement. So I don't know. What did you think? What did you think?
Yeah. No, I was bored out of my mind.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, look, I don't like to pee in the middle of movies, and so I gave this the benefit of the doubt, and I held it to the very end. But there are times I was like, I need to get out of here. It feels a lot like the problems I had with Agatha all along, where a lot of this lore, a lot of the powers that Santa has and the witch has seems to be just made up for the sake of plot.
Yes.
And I don't like that. The thing that this has on Agatha is at least we're somewhat familiar with Christmas and how Santa works. But they didn't even do a good job connecting that. Unlike Agatha, where we have no idea how witches work. And look, a Christmas movie really should have Christmas themes, other than the fact that this is Santa and the machinations of how the workshop works. Because the only heart in this movie is between father and son, Chris Evans, the deadbeat dad, and Jimmy Kimmel's son as his son. And that's really only dealt with at the end of the movie, as kind of the big resolution of the movie. Because you don't really get a sense of any of that animosity between the two of them throughout the film. Which is what Elf did so well, is that you had this conflict between the father and the son, and how the father's more worried about the business and keeping his job than he is about family and Christmas. And that theme carried its way throughout Elf, which is why Elf is a Christmas classic, and Red One will never be. And in terms of the action, look, I'm looking at the story. Chris Morgan wrote it. He wrote a lot of the Fast and Furious. Makes sense. The thing about this is just how many high-powered people are behind this and how bad this movie is. Because you have like $7 Productions doing this, so that's Dwayne Johnson's production company.
Right.
It looked like his brother-in-law wrote it. So there's a lot of nepotism here, and it just amazes me how. You mentioned it. It wanted to be an action movie. It wanted to be a Christmas movie. And by trying to do that, it became neither.
Right. It appeals to everyone and no one all at once.
I mean, the action is just like Fast and Furious. It's all CG. It's predominantly CG. So it just doesn't feel real. The Santa stuff at the beginning and the end, where you kind of, they give you a glimpse as to how is Santa able to go around the world and deliver gifts. That's kind of brought into the mix here. It's interesting, but definitely fast and not enough to pique my interest at all. So I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
Well, I'm just saying this is the kind of movie that when you can't compromise on what movie to see, the family case. Fine, we'll see Red One, and then you see I will say the action is played with dead seriousness.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe little kids will be kind of bored or even scared.
Yeah.
Especially during the Krampus stuff.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I think this movie is more about the Krampus stuff than it is about Christmas and the action movie. You get a lot of Krampus lore, or supposed Krampus lore, which, I don't think we know enough about it to be interested in that either.
So we both give it kind of a bad review, but I'm like, I didn't hate it. But that's not a good thing to say.
I
know?
Well, no, I'll go on and say it is a bad movie. It's not.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. We both agree. It's a bad movie. I'm saying the level, I give it just a little bit. You got pizza.
I got pizza.
Wait. Give me you full screen. I want to show this to us.
Yeah, there you go.
Red One Pizza.
Yeah.
Look at
So
that
again,
promotion.
I got this at Regal. I go to Regal and I buy their cardboard pizza. It's, I cope with it. It's fine. It's something tasty at least. But you got to eat it fast because it gets cold fast.
What is better, the pizza or Red One?
The pizza was definitely better than. Look, I will never say the Regal pizza is good, but it's good enough for me to eat it every time I go there.
All right, let's go to your comments here.
All right. Oliver Labor Farag for 2. If it's not as good as Die Hard, I'm not watching it.
Not even close.
Yeah. William. I mean, you're comparing it to Die Hard and The Holdovers. Nothing's gonna. Okay. William, member for 3 months. Narco Shark is the best modern outlandish shark movie.
There are a bunch of thank you.
Is it Ouija Shark shot in the forest? All right. Darth Yeager, member for 10 months. Keep on hanging on, Film Threat.
Keep on keeping on, Film.
Keep on keeping on. Thomas Pickett for 5. Oh man, Santa is going to have to get on the pole to pay for this movie. Kaylee for 5. Not enough money in the world to get me to watch Dwayne Christmas movie, but if you haven't seen it, the Netflix animated Claus is worth a watch. I've heard good things about Claus.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Lord Comet for 2. Cue the fail horn on this movie CG. Yeah. Jean-Hu for 742. Red One or Ernest Saves Christmas? Ernest Saves Christmas.
Like, if you could name any Christmas movie right now, it's better than Red One. I can't think of one. I mean, there's some bad Christmas movies. Maybe Santa Shark. Maybe Red One is better than Santa Shark, which is a real movie.
Better yet, go back to all the Rankin Bass Christmas movies.
Oh, they're great. I love it.
Thomas Picker for 5. This is a review score. Is this movie better than the pizza? No, the pizza was bad, and the pizza was better than the movie. I enjoyed the pizza. Brock Samsonite feels like a live action version of when Stewie went after Santa in Family Guy. Smile 2 had a psychoactive suspense at times. Guys, Red One is one of the worst movies ever made. Just torture, absolute torture to sit through. It's flat as hell. I was fighting to stay awake.
Well, I'll say this. I like bad movies. So, like, if you watch Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst, like, they're hilarious. So bad movies are kind of like you're watching this film going, how did this get made? How many stupid people does it take in Hollywood to make a Red One? And the answer to that is thousands of dumb people. So I think for me, bad movies are a guilty pleasure. And this is, I'm not going to argue that it isn't bad, but I had a good time kind of watching it, knowing it was bad.
The problem for a bad movie to be good is you have to have something to latch onto, something that says, look, this is horrible, but I love this. One of my favorite bad movies is Alien from LA. And it's purely Kathy Ireland's horrible performance. And just to watch a supermodel try to act was the thing that just kept me wanting to watch this movie from start to finish. ADLs, which is better, Red One or Santa Claus the movie?
The answer to that is everything is better than Red One.
Yeah. I failed to come up with a Christmas movie that's worse than Red One.
Yeah.
BMO better. At least this is an original concept. I feel like it's not.
It's not original. It's based on other action movies.
Yeah, kidnapping Santa, I believe, is a trope.
Well, there you are. Yeah. We're gonna review one more movie today. Do you have any other films to review? I'm gonna save Elton John for.
Well, we have
next
Real
week.
Pain. I think.
Yeah, I saw that movie. Let's review that.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, I'm gonna play a video.
You fucked that bitch.
How dare you?
I can't believe we still have that one in the archive.
Why is that still there? I gotta start deleting some of those. So, okay. Here we go. A Real Pain is an independent film. It is the writing and directing debut of Jesse Eisenberg, who wrote this script. It's from Searchlight Pictures. It stars Jesse Eisenberg and also Kieran Culkin. They are cousins. They're very close in age. Jesse Eisenberg plays David Kaplan. Kieran Culkin plays Benji Kaplan, and they are off on a trip to Poland to search for their Jewish heritage and roots. Their grandmother recently passed away, and they're going to see the home where their grandmother grew up. Jesse Eisenberg plays David Kaplan, who is super uptight. I mean, really uptight. He's married, a young father to a daughter, and Kieran Culkin kind of goes where the wind blows. He's very chill. He tells the truth, even if it hurts. And Jesse's got kind of a stick up his butt. So the combination of David and Benji is a lot of fun to watch, where Benji doesn't care, says whatever, doesn't care if he offends, whatnot. They go on a trip to Poland and are with a tour group of misfits who are there for different reasons to seek out the Jewish experience in Poland and go visit many different historical sites, including ending with a concentration camp. And throughout that process, Benji, played by Kieran Culkin, is outrageous, saying whatever, doesn't care, and it's very funny. It's a very dark sense of humor. And it really is the combination of David and Benji, their kind of yin-yang version of themselves, that makes this movie really entertaining. I would describe it as a comedy. It's got some deeper layers as a drama, especially the storyline involving their grandmother, what she meant, how she described her Jewish experience, the fact that she survived. It's also is a commentary on today's kind of soft culture, where you've got these people, their grandmother who survived horrific. She survived the concentration camp and went through all of that experience and then her kids ended up being immigrants. And then here we are, the next generation are kind of losers, right? So they reflect upon where they came from and their roots. It's also made entertaining by the eclectic group of people on this tour. Jennifer Grey plays Marsha. She's a divorcee on this trip. Other characters like Kurt Adjawayan plays Eloge, who kind of relates to the Jewish experience. So there's more going on with the other characters. It's also a tight 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute comedy. And I'll say this, I know a lot of other movies are opening this weekend. This is the best movie in theaters that's opening new It was hysterical. I like dark comedy. Jesse Eisenberg does a great job of he's really kind of an uptight a-hole throughout this film, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. Quick 90-minute life affirming fun comedy, and I give it a recommend. Definitely a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 for me, and really shows what Jesse he wrote it, he directed it. It's low budget, and really it focuses on what indie movies do well, which is character driven comedy while having deeper layers. So recommend A Real Pain, recommend you see it, Alan. I quite enjoyed it. Just does what a good movie like this should do: entertain and give you things to think about. And Kieran Culkin is the standout. I mean, he is such a jerk and irritant, which completely the combination of he and Jesse work great. So recommend from me for A Real Pain.
Yeah, I don't think I liked it as much as you did.
Oh, I didn't know you saw it.
No, I saw it at Sundance.
You didn't see it at Sundance. You saw a screener.
Well, I mean, it was part of these Sundance that were available to me because I was approved for Sundance.
I saw this movie in a theater, Alan.
Yeah, and I saw it twice on my television. Which let's say maybe it jades my opinion of it. First of all, do you remember the other movie that we saw about a young person going to their Jewish roots in Poland?
Yes, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was Treasure, starring Lena Dunham, and she gave us a spectacular nude scene in it.
Yeah, it was a similar plot, and it was awful. This one is similar story, going on a tour to visit roots, and this is fun.
Yeah, to me, I think my big issue with this is that there are two storylines that run parallel with each other, and I don't know that they necessarily meshed well. The first plot is this relationship between cousins. Cousins who were once very tight and very close, and now have drifted. And one of them goes on to become a successful family man, a very stable family man, and the other has problems in terms of coping with loneliness, and especially, and it comes to head with the death of the grandmother. And at the same time, you have a storyline of trip through Poland, going over the Jewish history in Poland, ending with a visit to Auschwitz. And I found the two parallel stories to kind of, bump up against each other, because and you mentioned it in the discussion about, one is a very light family drama, and the other is a deadly serious drama about the Holocaust. And it, I think this is what independent films does so well, is that it's able to make these kind of comparisons and these distinctions. But in the end, I just didn't feel like it felt just weird, and it felt off to me. And then Kieran Culkin, look, if you're trying to, I do like movies where actors play unlikable people. Mm-hmm. This one, I felt like you're kind of fighting between whether you like him or you don't like him. And I'll give you an example. During this tour, there's a tour guide who kind of goes through the details of the Holocaust in Poland and what happened to the Jewish people. And he's very, just straightforward narrative, straightforward facts. And then Kieran's character goes after him for that. It's like, people died, and you're just giving me statistics. And during this conversation, he says, "Look, I have criticisms about what you're doing, but this is a safe space, right? So I can speak, right? That's a very woke thing to say, and that really just kind of put me off at that moment. But at the same time, I understand it's a part of the movie, and there are elements of that. So I really have mixed feelings about this movie. Just a lot of things not meshing well in terms of plot elements, but deep down, because it is in the movie, it's a Fox Searchlight movie. I appreciate what they accomplished. I just don't think I got it as well as other people will get it.
I like it. It's like the salted caramel of indie comedies. It's salty but sweet. So they're contrasts, and the contrasts work You know, it's this dark experience, but Kieran Culkin's character Benji is definitely the comic relief, but the way he deals with his pain, I thought was very humorous.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I like contrast. I feel like I've seen it better elsewhere. This one, you know, I watched it at Sundance, and I still had the same feelings I had watching it last night.
Well, look, is it better than Red One?
Yes, it is.
It is. So if there's one movie you see, go see A Real Pain.
Of all the movies that came out this weekend, go see A Real Pain. It's the best one of them all.
Jesse Eisenberg is legit. He is legit. He wrote and directed this, and kudos to him. I want to see more. So recommend for me. Let's go to your comments here.
All right, Geek Truth 64 for 199. There's bad fun, bad boring, and infuriatingly bad.
Well, Red One is it's shades of bad. Take your pick for sure. Thanks, Geek Truth 64.
Okay, Thomas Pickett for 10. What makes a good bad movie? 1, a director that barely speaks English. 2, a person that makes a passion project and miscasts himself as the hero or his drunk. 3, you have $15 for special effects.
You just described The Room.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas Pickett. That's generous.
Lord Comment for 2. A Real Pain sounds like a prelude to butt stuff. Patrick, Max, Max 1 up. I saw A Real Pain last night. I went in blind. It was great. Both Jesse and Kieran give great performances.
I'm with you, Max 1 up.
Patrick Lemire, sure you survived the concentration camps, but I'm rage quitting Twitter to fight real tyranny. People are soft.
Agree, Patrick. Yeah, this movie does comment on you know, like our kind of soft culture. You know, that basically where Gen Z is. There's a comment from they talk about a story his grandmother told, which is like a kind of a direct insult to Benji's character. I thought that was great. We're gonna wrap it up for today. Monday we have Versus. We'll be talking about Dune Prophecy. Nerd Cookies will be here and the whole gang. So Dune Prophecy, add that to your list to watch, Alan.
Yes.
I've still got my Dune like sandworms here. So you see them? My sandworm pillows. We'll be back Monday for Versus, Wednesday Gladiator 2 and Wicked, and our normal Film Threat livecast. Lots of reviews and news, and we appreciate you. Just want to say thank you for tuning in live, because we have to cut out all the stuff that gets copyright claimed. We'll fix it, Lori. Don't worry. I want to thank you to our mods, Lord Thoth, Latino Slant. Shout out to Paulie. I saw you last night. Good to see you, brother. Miss you. Hope to see you more during the holidays. And Alan, what do you got coming up this weekend?
No, just seeing Wicked this weekend. We'll see. We'll see what the hype is all about.
And where are you seeing it? I'm seeing it Sunday at AMC Burbank 16.
I'm seeing it at IMAX headquarters.
Oh, good.
In Marina Del Rey.
And I am seeing movies all weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. And can't wait to see movies, lots of movies. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. I love just hanging out with you. Just hanging out. I even like hanging out with Alan. Right, Alan?
Yes, I love hanging out with you too.
No, it's great. I want to hear a pizza review over the holidays. So cool. All right. We'll see everyone Monday. More reviews next week. Take care. And Alan,
let's get out of here.